one very hot summer's day, when I thought I'd lay myself down to rest in a big field of tall grass. I lay there in the sun and felt it caressing my face as I fell asleep and dreamed. I dreamed I was in a Hollywood movie, and that I was the star of the movie. This really blew my mind, the fact that me, an overfed, long-haired, leaping gnome, should be the star of a Hollywood movie. But there I was. I was taken to a place, the Hall of the Mountain King. I stood high upon a mountain top, naked to the world, in front of every kind of girl. There was long ones, tall ones, short ones, brown ones, black ones, round ones, big ones, crazy ones. Out of the middle.
Waterford is just constant action, so you're on your toes, you know, clenching the wheel the whole time. How much time I spend on the race car each week depends on how we did that Saturday night. My driving style, I don't think has changed since quarter midgets. It's just flat out, pass who you can, as many cars as you can, as fast as you can, get to the front. The thing that brings us back week after week is lately to run for championships. I think if we can pull off the 7th championship, but that will be probably more important than the regional championship. You know, other people have won regional championships, other people will win them, but nobody has won 7 championships. But as a driver, yeah, that would be phenomenal. If I can pull it off, you'll probably see the biggest smoke show off the rear tires of my car you'll ever see.
I think every week's intense. I mean, you got, what, 25 great drivers out there. I mean, it's all intense. If you're not into it, then you're foolish. You might as well stay home. My most memorable moment is when I won the 2004 championship. My dad met me down on the track and I jumped into his arms. It was pretty cool. It was probably the best moment of my racing career.
We were ready to go racing. We just needed to put somebody in the car that could produce some good finishes for us so we could make some money. Eddie's a past champion. Significance of this trophy, this is our, so far our only win. 2008 season, we won our first heat race. I was actually working that day and I got the phone call that we just won a heat race. So a little upset about not being there to see it win, but then happy that we were going to go into the feature doing good. And that night we actually were leading some of that feature, and then that was the night that we destroyed the car. So this trophy means a lot, and it also costs a lot of money.
My father always said, if you race with fenders, you're going to pick up bad habits. My biggest accomplishment, the championship was the biggest accomplishment. That season, I think we had like 17 top 5s. For me, not being always that consistent, that was a major accomplishment for me. The championship just kind of came with it. I could stand around and talk to people for hours and not even remember what I'm talking about, but I just like to socialize. You know, some people refer to me as the mayor, and I take after my father. My current team that I have now is pretty much a bunch of old guys. I kind of...
makes me come back week after week to the track is just the love for racing. My first real memories are going to the track, the Speedbowl, actually, with my dad at a very young age. At the age of 7, he put me into a quarter midget. Won a bunch of races my first year. Started driving the Speedbowl the week after I turned 16, actually. Went there on a Wednesday night, no practice or anything. We just started racing and spun out in a huge puddle my first time. Huge puddle, car was covered. The learning curve was huge. It was harder than I really imagined, you know. I mean, I knew it was going to be tough. I've been watching these guys my whole life. I didn't really have the confidence to where I could win going into this year. But if it wasn't for Diego, I don't think I would have won the couple races I have this year. He's been a huge help throughout my whole modified career. You know, I was one with the car, and I don't like that. Can we do that over? Absolutely. Absolutely. That was terrible. That was terrible.
It's a way of life. I mean, I guess is the easiest way to put it. It's a lot of people that haven't grown up around it or have been part of it don't understand it, but it's just kind of what we do. It's all we know. I didn't come up through like a lot of guys or some guys where you start off in a mini stock or an enduro car. I've won 3 of the fall finales from 99, 2000, 2001. Driving family cars my whole life. Even the same thing with Murph's car. I'm not going to put the car where it shouldn't be. I'm more of a laid back because at the end of the day, the car has to come back to the shop and has to get fixed and has to get paid for. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be drivers that say that I have bad habits, but I don't think that I've picked up too many.
What drivers are those? Who are they?
that Rob Janovic guy.
You know, when somebody gets out of shape in a modified, things happen really fast. So, I mean, you got to think quick and you can't second guess yourself. I've actually tried to change my driving style from one season to the other. Basically, I always revert back to the way I've always raced, and that seems to work the best for me. We're best friends. We've been best friends for 25 years. Our wives are best friends. We do this together, and we've always done it together, and we always will. I'm into this for winning races. I mean, that's the thrill. I'm into this sport for the instant gratification of winning a race and celebrating with my guys that night. There's nothing better than that. That's the greatest feeling. Believe it or not, if we were to win the championship this weekend, it would be a consolation prize for not winning more than one race. Where are those things that you're supposed to go?
Some of my fellow competitors love me, some of them hate me, you know. It all depends on the previous week. The guy I drive for now, Mike Payne, he came down to where I work last year when I was running for the national title. He says, hey, you want to run my car down Waterford if it'll help? So we go down here and we ran, and we had more than enough fun. I mean, some people come down here and they take this serious. We take it serious, but we have fun at the same time. So our biggest rival, I'd say, is Gada, just because we're chasing them in the championship, you know. We're here to win races. If you win the races, the championship will come to you, but our game plan is to win 100 lappers. We're not points racing here, we're going for the W. I bet by the time you're all said and done, you spend over 30,000 easily. Motors, freshen the motors and transmissions and whatever I wreck, do a lot of that.
Looking up at the board, and I see the 3 cars starting 5th, and the 57 is starting 8th. So, I mean, we're right there. We're going to be seeing each other's numbers through the whole race, hopefully.
It's going to be pretty much the same game plan as yesterday. Like I said, just kick back, ride around. Just take spots when you can get them, but don't push the car and put it in a spot that it shouldn't be too early in the race.
Let's start 10th, you know, hopefully we can get single file.
everybody will kind of use their head and we can do some good racing. We got a real good car. We're hoping everything will work out.
I think we'll be fine. We practice here on Friday and we haven't run here in a week or so because of the rain out. So the track's pretty much the same as it was Friday. We were off on Friday, so I got nothing to worry about.
The biggest thing is going to be avoiding accidents. Starting in the back, the guys start to get a little crazy, and just have to avoid that stuff.
Really, the goal is to stay in the top 10 for the first half of the race, get up to the top 5 with about 30 to go, and then go for the win the last 20.
I'm starting 5th, and Janovic and Rocco are right behind me, 7th and 8th. So we're all grouped right together. As long as everybody keeps their head, I can run a smooth race. We'll be pretty good.
All right, today's event, after 3 laps of caution, I will throw a quick red right back to yellow to stop the clock. I'd like to get as many green flag laps in as we can. How many want a couple hot laps before we go racing? I have no problem with that. We can run a couple laps for the late models and SKs with slick tires. Everybody good with that? Hot laps for a mini stock with a hard treaded tire.
Hey, my last race, give me a break, I'm on the pole.
I think Danny's a little challenge, man. He gave me the bumper, but please take it.
Well, Matt, this is exactly what we have been waiting for. The Town Fair Tire finale. Who's going to be the 2008 SK Modified Champion? Will it be Dennis Gada, the 6-time SK champion? Can he get the job done? He's been strong all year long. How about defending SK Modified Champion Rob Janovic? He's only 14 points behind. He's looking for a good, strong win here this evening. And what about Keith Rocco? What can you say about this driver? He came in here in the Mark Payne number 57 car. 6 feature wins to his credit. He's been strong week in and week out. Could he be the 2008 champion? Stay tuned. We'll know in just about an hour.
What'd you guys do, Mike? What'd you guys do, Paul?
Transponder's dead.
No luck here.
None.
Where is the accident? This way?
Right up the road.
Now, Eddie Reed Jr., of course, is driving the SK Modified number 25 car. Well, his crew member, Eric, has an ice cream cone, looks like chocolate vanilla, and it's actually dripping all over, and he's going to be bringing that out to Eddie Reed Jr. in just a moment. He's got the ice cream in hand, and he's going to be walking out to the number 25 car. Matt?
Ladies and gentlemen, after a long wait, we are ready for the Town Fair Tire 100.
They nudge their way off the fourth corner. Who will get the jump to get us started? Look at Sean Monahan. Diego is right there. He is almost glued to his visor. Diego Monahan has jumped out into the early lead. Diego had a trick up his sleeve. He has gotten a lead from his brother Sean by slivers. Gada has moved up into the number 3 position as he noses ahead of Jeff Paul in car number 91. As everybody has made it through the first 8 turns without any difficulties. The 3 contenders are running 3rd, 4th, and 5th as the field stretches out into single file. Right now the yellow comes out because 2 cars in disarray on the back.
Well, Jeff Pearl still in the pit area. The crew members working feverishly. Left front damage on that car, and we'll see if they'll be able to get this machine out. Guys?
On the inside is Rob Janovic Jr. and to his outside is Keith Rocco. 21 laps remaining in the SK Modified season. Who moves first? Janovic waiting. Now he goes. Trying to throw off the rhythm of Rocco, and it looks like it worked. Janovic waited until he was almost out of the restart box to make his move. On the outside is Keith Rocco. Rocco makes up some time in a hurry. Rocco chasing after Janovic for the lead. One more, come on! Janovic is still out in front. Nipping at his heels is Keith Rocco. Rocco on the bottom. This is a bid for the lead. Rocco trying to swoop and whisk his way into the top spot. Rocco ahead by a tire as they blast their way into the 3rd corner. They come out of turn number 4. Do we have a new leader? Yes, Keith Rocco has taken over the lead. Janovic might not have second for very long now. He goes around. Contact between he and Monahan, and then he is clipped in the front of the car. 17 laps left, and we have a yellow.
We're trying to decide what the caution was for. Give me a minute.
Dennis Gada is at the rear of the field with 15 laps to go. The chances for his 7th championship are in critical condition.
Hey Rob, I'm getting a tough time here from the 57. The 57 says you'll win the championship, but if you're up, he's going to take you out.
Yeah, tell him I got the message loud and clear.
John, the 3 is stealing spots.
If anybody questions it, as confirmed with the flag stand, they threw the caution for the 97 in the wall in turn 1.
The caution came out after because they caused.
3 is getting his spot back because they're saying that the yellow was out before.
Ready to roll. Rocco the first to move. Here comes Janovic. Rocco in trouble with Diego Monahan and Tyler Chadwick in together.
And I'm with another driver that was involved in that altercation. That would be Tyler Chadwick, the driver of car number 27. Tyler, are you okay? What happened?
Diego got checked up and came back up the track, and I went into the wall. I think my hand got caught in the steering wheel. It's a little sore, but I'll be all right. Just got car's worse off. That's more important.
That's Tyler Chadwick, the driver of car number 27. 2 wins in the 2008 season, but right now his car coming off on the hook. And I'm with John Volpe, who co-owns that number 51 machine, along with Rob Janovic. And John, right now, what has Rob been saying about that race car?
It's been a long race, and he's been struggling a little bit loose in, but he's feeling pretty comfortable right now.
And let's check in with Al Briggs, who's the crew member on the Ron Yuhas number 4. Al, what's Ronnie been saying about that race car?
Things are going pretty good right now. The only question he had was about the fuel, because there's been a lot of yellows here.
Let's check in with Mark Payne, who owns the number 57 car that Keith Rocco is driving. Mark, what's he been saying about that car?
He says pretty good. I think it's going to get a little dicey up front there, so we'll see what happens. But the car's good enough from here on out.
That's Mark Payne, owner of the number 57 car.
3 laps left in the SK season. On the outside, here comes Janovic, trying to wrestle the lead away from Keith Rocco. In the middle of the battle is Ron Yuhas. Gada is there. One more time. Janovic goes to work on the outside. Does he have the muscle this time? Trying to jet stream his way into the lead. Janovic cranks it up. Not enough. Still has 2 laps in which to work on Keith Rocco. Rocco down the straightaway, on the gallop, on the sprint. They drag race into turn number 4. Janovic is running out of opportunities. Down to the final lap. Rocco hanging on. Janovic one more time to the outside. Yuhas in third. Rocco trying to protect his lead, trying to protect his turf. They thunder off of turn number 4. Keith Rocco wins it. Winning his 7th championship and making Speedbowl history is Dennis Gada.
He did it, ladies and gentlemen. The winningest driver in the SK Modified.